You know, Goldfinch and me, we had a secret. Well, we had a lot of secrets, but she's gone now, obviously, and that means I can be a gossip without getting a lecture from this city's favorite hero. Do you know where we met for the first time? Tryouts. This was before I was waxwing. I was 19, I dropped out of community college. I knew I had these powers, but I didn't feel like special, And so, when one of those touring circuits from down south came to town, I jumped on the chance to flex a little muscle. I knew a little of this, a little of that, and it felt like a chance to be someone. The thing is, it was different times, After all, the open call was for, quote, beautiful ladies of the ring. They couldn't have expected Goldfinch and me. Beautiful fighters. By the second time she put me in an armbar, I knew that she was special in the way I wanted to be. And I think the first time I got up from one of her clotheslines, she knew I was no joke either. We put on a show that night. God, I wish there was tape of it, even if it would mean the end of this whole secret identity thing. Just to have a taste of that old magic back. To see where it all started. To see her young and trouble-free. The two of us wouldn't team up to fight crime together for another year, and no one would know our names for another 2 after that. But I knew in the ring that night that I'd never be me unless I was with her. So off the record, what the hell do you want me to say? That I'm not mad she left me to go back to some so-called home she's never been to? That Bluff City will be fine? That I'm ready to step up? 'Cause I'm not. I'm ready to take the mask off, put the TV on, and disappear. Maybe you'll see me in the crowd. You want a quote? Here's a quote. If you want to see a hero in Bluff City, then you better buy a ticket to the Promenade. Welcome to Friends at the Table, an actual play podcast focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interaction between good friends. I am your host, Austin Walker. You can find me on Twitter at Austin_Walker. Today, we are continuing... Nope, that's not... Well, I guess we started playing. We made characters last time. Our Bluff City game of Worldwide Wrestling, the role-playing game by Nathan D. Paletta. My agenda is to challenge and celebrate the wrestlers, to make it look like I had it planned that way all along, and to entertain the imaginary viewing audience, and also you listening. So hopefully I get both of those things right. Joining me today, Alicia Akampora.
That's me. Hi, you can find me at Allie_West on Twitter.com.
Andy Clare.
Hi, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Captain Trash, and you can also find me online at videogamechoochoo.com or my other show, Emojidrome.
Andrew Lee Swan.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Swandre3000.
And Art Martinez Tebble.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Hey Tebble. Oh, yeah.
He did it this time, and nobody else did. You had to get through everybody else not doing it before you got to do it. Does it feel good?
It feels great. And I was so, in the last minute, it's like, well, if he says me before Dre, I can't do it.
Right. Why? Because you needed to give Dre the chance?
Well, no, I think because if it can't be 2 people do it, then one person does it, then one person doesn't do it.
I gotcha.
Sure, yeah.
Fair. All right, we are gonna actually play some Worldwide Wrestling RPG today. We had last time we made characters. I have a scratch sheet here. We should go around the table one more time and introduce our characters and what their heat is, what their character, gimmick, and then heat. So let's start with you, Allie.
Hi. So my gimmick is the Golden Boy. I'm playing a golden gal who's a art student here on a performance arts grant to be a wrestler.
Like you do.
Uh-huh. Her name and look is Aqua Illusion, and her look
Great
is
name.
like holographic fish scale leggings with a denim jacket that's half fishnet and a big back patch that says started from the bottom and and a t-shirt, maybe. Great. Sometimes a backwards hat.
Perfect. What type of backwards hat? Like a snapback?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, great.
It's an upside down visor.
Oh my god. I want you to know, Allie, that while I did the drawing map stream last night, I forgot what your entrance video click was. And so I brought that in live, and I was like, oh, yeah, right. Got it. Drake, Donkey Kong started from the bottom, now I'm here.
If you do a YouTube search for 1997 was fucked up in Russia, you'll find it.
Perfect. Great.
What else should I go over?
Your heat.
My heat is I have +3 with Charlie Cupid, who is Andy's character. We debuted together and I left him behind. But he's also taken me under his wing to help me be like a better wrestler. I'm a better like talker than I am at wrestling at this point.
Right.
And also, I am a face and Charlie is a heel.
So it's +3.
+3.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Then
I have a +1 with Jake the Jackal, who's jealous of my rapid rise. But we're both faces. And then +1 with you want to help me with this, Trey? It's Count
Falstaff the Third.
Falstaff. Okay, the third. Yes.
AKA Lenny Reed, which is what I took to calling him because it's way easier than saying Count Falstaff the Third.
Falstaff.
Respect the fiction auction.
Falstaff.
Yeah.
Count Falstaff.
Falstaff. Yeah.
Not really much of a history there. But he is a heel, so there's something there.
He is. All right, let's go to you, Andy.
All right. So, as previously mentioned, my character's name is Charlie Cupid. I think the real name I was going to go with, I forgot to write it down. It was it was Chuck Buckley. I wanted something really corny.
I'm kind of mad that you did not go with Chuck Buckley.
Chuck Buckley's very
That's
good.
his old gimmick. We'll get into it. So the whole name and look for him is basically he is a sort of technical wrestler who got told he needs to be more of an entertainer and decided to be very loud with it, and he's got this sort of I don't know if sleazy is the right word, but kind of sleazy, I want to be your favorite wrestler thing, kind of a lot of hearts in his gear and stuff, very into the Cupid motif.
Totally. We've already done all this stuff, but I realized that heel might have been wrong for Charlie Cupid.
Yeah?
It's too late. We can't undo heat. I don't want to undo heat. I think the stuff is good. But the thing that I realized is he's bad at being, or is it, there's another level to this. He's bad at trying to get over as a good guy. That's the bit is that he thinks he's charismatic. He isn't. That is a lot of heels who are good at pretending to be your favorite wrestler. But he genuinely wants to be liked.
Yes.
So he's being booked heel, but is he playing face?
I think he is trying to wrestle like a heel. I think that he got told, we're booking you as a heel, and he's because I mentioned in the last episode that he is from the sort of Southern Territories. Old Dominion Wrestling is the name I think we had for it.
Yep.
And that sort of attitude is very much okay, if I'm the bad guy, I'm wrestling like a bad guy.
Okay. And at this point he's leaning in, he's cutting heel promos.
Yeah, he's at the start he was wait, I'm a bad guy, and now he's kind of trying to lean into it.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Art?
Yeah, I am playing Jake the Jackal, a veteran wrestler. I don't want to have a real name, but I'll do it if I have to. I kind of want to be in those positions everyone.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Everyone backstage calls Triple H Hunter.
Right. I get you.
And that's not his name in real life.
It's Paul.
He is the veteran gimmick, and he's like a Constantine-esque ghost hunter. Although I looked at a lot of pictures of John Constantine last night, and it doesn't super lend itself to a wrestling gimmick because I'm absolutely not wearing a shirt and tie down to the ring.
You don't want to do the IRS gimmick?
No, I don't.
You don't want the no? Okay.
So I think
how about
it
just
has to
an
be
unbuttoned collar? Do you know what I mean? Like a dress shirt, but like corporate cane.
No, that's terrible.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on this. I'm probably gonna by the time my entrance is up.
Okay.
I'm gonna be ready with this.
I've booked this match, and it's okay.
Is it first?
It's early.
All right. Well, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the words like Baron Corbin out of the description is really what I'm working at right now.
All right.
That dude looks bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's agreed. I just realized we didn't do heat for you, Andy, but we'll
Yeah.
come back around to do heat right after this. So Jake, what's your heat?
I have 3 heat with Count Falstaff, 1 for us being of opposing alignments, 1 because he has no respect for all the work I've put into this company, and 1 because he is undercutting me.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 with Aqua Illusion, who I had written down as Sea Drake. Oh, that's not right. Sea Drake, I have 0. I mean, Aqua Illusion, I have 0. I'm gonna erase Sea Drake from my sheet.
Yep.
Appreciate
Good.
it. Thank you.
I have 2 with Charlie, 1 for our opposing alignments, and 1 because he used to be my protege.
Great. Let's go back to Charlie and talk about yours.
All right. So my heat, I was former tag partners with Lenny / Count Falstaff the Third, and he's also jealous of my skills, so we have 2 heat there. Was it Aqua Illusion? That's the last name.
Aqua Illusion.
Aqua Illusion / Erica is trying to teach me to be more of an entertainer, and because I am a heel and she is a face, we have another heat, so that's 2 heat total. And then because Jake is a face and I am a heel, we have 1 heat by default.
Great. All right. Count Falstaff the Third, you're up.
Thank you for respecting the fiction.
Mhm.
I am the jobber. So Count Falstaff III is just a vampire noble who has just been all over the world through all parts of time. My out of ring persona is Lenny Reed, who's just a dude who was like second cousins with somebody who grew up in a famous wrestling family and kind of fallen into doing this. Isn't very committed or passionate about it, but he's also not going to like go in and mess stuff up for other people. He's just here. This is his 9 to 5. It's his job. He'll do it, but he's not super stoked about it. My heat, I have +2 with Aqua Illusion. 1 because I'm a heel and she's a face, and the other because she is always trying to get management on my side.
Right.
I have +2 heat with Jake the Jackal. Again, 1 because of our opposing alignment, and the other 1 because he can't remember who I am. And then I have 1 heat with Charlie Cupid because he was my former tag partner before he made it big.
Got it. Perfect. All right. So I think that is everything. Can you give me like 3 minutes just to fill in some final details, and then I will we'll kick it off.
Sure. If you need my look, I think I've managed to say it without saying the words Baron Corbin.
Right, let's hear it. I would love to.
Okay. So if you look up John Constantine in a Google image search, you get a lot of the same look, right? And if you look up John Constantine, Keanu Reeves, you see that they like color shifted in black for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Inspectors episode, I described Jake as like sort of almost wearing wrestling gear, and that gear was like jeans and that like singlet top, the like 2-shoulder singlet. So I think it's like it's that outfit with like kind of like bikery punky jeans and the singlet top and then a trench coat. And I think I'm gonna go for the brown trench coat because black trench coat is too goth. I think for
agreed.
I'm like too goth for an Egyptian god turned ghost hunter is like a weird thing to say with your mouth. Here I am doing it because we're trying to move away from that, you know?
Yeah. I guess I didn't say my look outside of vampire. I mean, the biggest thing is just like big, dumb velvet, like overcoat and a really big stovetop hat. And these
pipe
hat.
Yeah, same. You know what I mean. I guess I could just
like
call it
one
the
is
Lincoln
like
hat.
made out of stuffing, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the
true.
difference.
He also has the Jabot necktie, which is a word that I had to learn, which is like the big, like fluffy, crinkly, like necktie thing.
Spell that?
Jabot. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it.
Jabot.
Jabot. That's yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
got
see
it.
the
it
button
is.
on
It is.
Google.
Yeah, it's Jabot. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, everything is very like velvet or frill or yeah. Oh, and I wear red contacts.
You
'Cause
fight
I'm a
in
va-
this?
'cause I'm a
Or
vampire.
you got ring gear too?
I mean, I'll take like the coat and stuff off.
Oh my god.
But the tie stays.
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
look.
You don't carefully remove your beard and hat and eyebrows.
Yeah.
Leave as a black person.
Oh my god.
Shout outs to Kevin Nash, aka the Wizard of Oz.
Shout out to Kevin Nash. Just period.
Just
Yeah.
period. I hope you're all right.
What was his other like? Was he Diesel? Was that his
Yeah.
other?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he'd
yeah.
been he was Diesel first. Yeah.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Well, maybe not first, but yes, you get what I'm saying.
He was Oz before he was Diesel.
True.
Sometimes you got to be Oz before you get to be Diesel. You know what I'm saying?
that's also the slogan for the HBO documentary.
Oz.
Oz before Diesel.
Have you ever wondered what that HBO show Oz was about?
Austin, you can't make this joke because some child who doesn't know what Oz is about is going to hear that and be like, oh, I should watch that. That sounds like a good, fun time.
It's not. It's. I mean, Oz is a very. I haven't seen Oz since I was in college. I should not co-sign Oz. I've learned in the last couple of days, maybe things I co-signed in college aren't things I can stand behind anymore.
Yeah, the Oz Twitter account has been off the charts this weekend.
What?
All right, I'm ready to go. I think that I'm ready to go. So, tonight is do y'all remember in the WWE there used to be the In Your House special events, the In Your House pay-per-views?
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right, so so there used to be a series of like, so you know how now there's like Backlash and name another WWE shitty pay-per-view. Fastlane.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
Fastlane. Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire. All of those. There was like
Balls
just
of Fire is canceled. BT Dubs.
Is it?
Yeah, they're doing way fewer pay-per-views this year. Great Balls of Fire didn't make it.
Huh. Okay,
Sorry
so
to see it go.
there used to be this kind of like mid-low tier pay-per-view that ran in between the big ones, right? In the WWE, there's like WrestleMania, there's SummerSlam, there's the Royal Rumble, and there's Survivor Series is like the big ones, right? The big four.
They used to have 5 in a year. Add King of the Ring, and that was like all the pay-per-views they had in a year. And then they're like,
Right, I
we
miss
could
King of
make
the Ring
more
so
money.
much. And then they added the In Your House series, which was a cheaper pay-per-view, and it was only 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that, compared to the kind of all-day events. Even then, they weren't as all-day events, but they were meant to be kind of like the big, the big ones. This was like above a Raw, but below a King of the Ring or a SummerSlam. And at first, they were just called In Your House, like, hey, we're here, we're in your house, and like the championship belt might change, and that's a big deal. But eventually they started getting like weird subtitles, so they became things like In Your House 7, Good Friends, Better Enemies. In Your House 9, International Incident. In Your House 11, Buried Alive.
That one had a buried alive match.
Exactly. Eventually they flipped them, so it was like Degeneration X in your house, or No Way Out Texas in your house, Rock Bottom in your house, and it was like, okay, that's going to be like The Rock is going to be a big deal there, obviously. Not in the fucking headlining match somehow, but still up there. So this is one of those. Obviously, this is not a WWE level organization, but Promenade Wrestling or Promenade Wrestling. My voice wants to say Promenade. What do y'all think?
I think
I'm
promenade
fine with
is how I
promenade.
say the word,
Yeah.
Yeah,
unless you're
all
like
right.
calling a specific thing, or it's like a beverage.
Right. So it's called Promenade Wrestling, one, because it takes place inside of the Promenade, which is one of the 2 casinos run by the Shaw family in Bluff City. And it is just it is, I think the fans, I think online internet wrestling fans just call it Promenade. Like, they don't say Promenade Wrestling Federation, which is like the full name. They just say, oh, last night, so and so is gonna go work at Promenade, and it takes place in the old Bluff City Convention Center, like arena, or kind of convention center, like exhibition hall. That Promenade, the casino, was built around. The Shaws came in when Bluff City was in a very low place. and bought the convention center from the city for pennies on the dollar, and then they like kept the old facade of this kind of neoclassical front-facing columns and I guess it's less neoclassical than probably because it's called the Promenade, right? Like it has maybe it actually has a little bit of a southern flair to it, kind of a big southern like Gothic mansion front, but like big, not like too big. Like a porch shouldn't be that size. You know what I mean? Or has like almost like a walking arcade feel. You can kind of walk through and see like palm trees that they've added, even though Bluff City doesn't have palm trees literally anywhere else. And there's just a big casino and hotel on top of this convention center with a big exhibition hall. And the exhibition hall is what gets turned into the arena. And so this is one of those mid-tier events. But it didn't get a name. It never had the name until last week. At the very end of a local show, the kind of run-up show, a special guest showed up from Constitution Sports Entertainment, which is the league to the north, and announced on a microphone that the name of the event would be Constitution Day. And everyone has been abuzz with what that might mean. In the backstage, y'all find out, right? No one's hiding this from you. As performers, you know that a representative from Constitution Sports Entertainment named Ms. Carlisle will be attending, and that's who came out to make the announcement during the last local event to start building heat for it. She came out that she is attending as a scout, as a favor to the Shaw family, to pick one of y'all and bring you to give you a contract to sign, which will let you come to Constitution Sports Entertainment for some sort of temporary role, and some sort of temporary role that will not be demeaning. And you're not quite sure what that role is, and that's a thing that you can investigate while playing this if you want. Like if that's a thing that your character is interested in, both as a character and as a character, both inside of kayfabe and out. That's a thing worth investigating. And that at the end of the day, Ms. Carlisle is going to decide who gets the contract. I'm picturing Ms. Carlisle as being like, 1 second, I need to confirm a thing. What is the... I'm trying to remember if I want to do first or second Aunt Viv, and I can't remember the order, which is a bad thing. First Aunt Viv is who she looks like. If you look up Fresh Prince, first Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert, that is what I'm thinking. Severe looking, dark skinned black woman with a very like late 80s haircut, big like thick golden short golden hoop earrings, and just like a very colorful but like, again, kind of severe dress, like a yellow like business blazer, with a like a red shirt underneath that has just like, she owns whatever room she walks into, and you don't believe that what she's wearing could work, but it absolutely works. And she comes out and makes that announcement at the last event, and now it is minutes before the next event. And I'm just curious, really high level, what do y'all do before an event starts? What is your pre-event kind of headspace and practice?
I'm gonna lean into my playbook a little bit,
Okay.
and like sort of just like take like the veterans approach. I think Jake has a corner of the locker room that is his corner. You don't sit near Jake's bag.
Right.
And there's like a table, and he's playing cards with some people, other wrestlers. If any of y'all want to be playing cards, that's cool. But like other talent, people who work in the back, it's just like, yeah, this is my, X 100th show. I'm not, it's going to be fine. I'm going to do my job. It's going to be great. But like right now, I'm just blowing off a little steam.
Right. The events. Sorry, go ahead. Let's go through the whole list. Sorry, I'm like looking at my card order and getting anxious, which I shouldn't do. It's not a good creative work. Let's go around the room. Who else is doing what?
I think I'm just doing like an absurd amount of stretches, like a comical amount almost. It's like Charlie's been over there for like 45 minutes just stretching his legs.
Great.
Just the legs. We don't know how long he's been here.
No one knows. He's just always stretching.
He's just he's always the first person there, and he's always stretching before a show.
God.
He's talkative. If someone wants to talk to him, he'll do it, but he will also be stretching at the same time.
God. I keep wanting to say Erica because that's your character's real name. I guess in this case, I am talking about Erica. What's Erica doing right now, Eric?
I think that it's a little bit more balanced, right? I think that she has like a little notepad in front of her that she's like stretching and like looking down at it to like know her like lines essentially. I think there's like some glances over at Charlie to be like, oh, that's an advanced move. I should try that one. But then like half trying it and be like, oh no. I shouldn't pull my entire leg before this performance.
Perfect. Lenny.
I think I'm just talking to whoever I'm having like any matches with, just being like, okay, like when do you want to go for this spot? Like, you know, what's the hand signal you're going to use when you're about to hit me with this move?
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like just laid back, like making sure that, you know, I've got it like the kind of the mental script in my head ready to go.
Right. Cool. Checking to see if I reveal my booking to you ahead of time. It doesn't look like I do, which is interesting. All right. So before any of y'all go out, the you know, the lights come on outside and the music hits, and it has the kind of constant. It has, you know, it is actually like the Promenade as a casino, and also this event has like an old Bluff City feel. It has like a Bluff City before the casinos came, you know, like a lots of kind of carnival-y vibes, but also like, you know, 1920s style, 1930s style resort town feeling to it. And so I think that there is like a live like big band orchestra here that plays as the house marches down the ramp and to the ring, which there is like also like a July 4th style vibe going on right now, because even though Constitution Day is a holiday that no one knows when it is, you know, you have to have like lots of American shit. And so, you know, they're going out to like Yankee Doodle Dandy or like other kind of big bandy America songs. Like that's the kind of background. In fact, I think that the house has its own theme that is probably in line with that anyway. That is like it's not like the house always wins. In fact, maybe it is. Maybe there's a voice that goes, the house always wins. But then you don't get the sort of like corporate sounding, like you don't get the cash registers. You get like a slow meandering, it's like Hail to the Chief, but done by like a sad New Orleans big band ensemble. And out comes Simeon Shaw, the fourth, and the rest of the house, who we pitched to each other during our world building episode as being, or character building episode, as being suits and sunglasses. And we know that it says, you know, as the voice comes on and goes, the house always wins. And then Hail to the Chief played like a somber big band song, starts playing. And Simeon Shaw comes out, who's this kind of sleazy mix of like Shane McMahon, but like as kind of almost like a washed out, like the kid you knew who was gonna be a famous guitarist in high school, and then you caught him at the Guitar Center a year later working. You know what I mean? Like not like he went off to a conservatory and then like came back and was like, oh yeah, bro, there was just a lot of PBR, and that's just how it is sometimes. I'm here, I'm just between things. Sunglasses, you know, on his head, not on his eyes, sunglasses on his head, wearing a cheap suit, and flanked by 4 other people. On his left is his friend Chet, who has dirty blonde hair, who's also wearing a suit, but that suit is too big for him. They're all wearing black suits with black ties and white. They look like they're like cosplaying the Reservoir Dogs, basically. To his right is Bingo, who has on the Reservoir Dogs black suit, but instead of having a white dress shirt with a tie, he has the like old-fashioned strongman one piece, the like black leotard. So it's a suit, but then also has on a black leotard. Behind him, carrying a mini surfboard, is Beaches, who is like a surfer guy, you know. And then with them is the boardwalk, the Bluff City boardwalk champion, Taffy, who she's always chewing gum. We know that Taffy and gum are different things, but she's always blowing bubbles. She's kind of a candy themed, and she has like a candy striped baseball bat that she can. On one shoulder is the championship belt, the Bluff City Boardwalk Championship, which is like the mid card belt, and on the other hand, over the other shoulder is this candy striped baseball bat.
Hey, Austin, great work on these people so far. I know that you still have more to go, but these are all exceptional.
I appreciate it. You just wait. Really, just wait. And they come out and go to the center. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of abstract here a little bit because we don't have a ton of time. Simeon Shaw announces Ms. Carlisle, who comes to the ring. With just a sped up regular version of Hail to the Chief, and comes out and kind of resets the stage as happens here, right? I think we're probably still in what would be the pre-show, just kind of heating the crowd up. The house takes a few shots at the crowd, but Ms. Carlisle lays it out. Whoever the Constitution decides, whoever she decides is the best wrestler at today's event is getting an opportunity of a lifetime to come to Constitution Wrestling. I just realized a very, very funny thing about what that offer is. That's going to be just hilarious when we get there. Okay. They kind of do this whole bit for probably 5 minutes. It's one of those promos that like you expect to run out. And I mean, maybe there is one. Do any of you interrupt this, or does this just happen? None of y'all are like going to run out and cut a promo about how it's going to be you.
That doesn't feel like as in character, but if anyone wants to go out, I have a good punchline, so like I can like tell it to you on the side.
It doesn't have to be anybody. This is not, I don't have one booked here. I don't have a run out booked here, but it is totally up to y'all if that's a thing you would like to do. One of the, your moves are all in front of you, or you have your moves in your book, but like the basic moves are there, and like a run in is a thing that you can do even during a promo, but you don't have to. You don't have to. So I think they just cut that promo, and then the crowd goes back to mingling before the event starts. And there are like a series of interviews happening backstage with different wrestlers about who they think deserves it. There's a small commentary staff here. There's kind of the kind of straight man here, and then there is Jeff the Chef Moran, or Jeff the Ref Moran, or today, because there's the big band vibe, he's Jeff the Clef Moran, and he just has like a honky tonk man get up with like ridiculous musical notes all over his like lapel and shit. There's not a bass clef. There is not one. He does not have a bass clef on his fucking outfit anywhere, despite being Jeff the Clef Moran. And I think eventually, he's bouncing between a couple of wrestlers, and most of them are not cutting great promos, right? It's all the pre-show stuff, and they're all just like, I've been working for this my whole life, and blah, 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 and it's just not great. And then he comes to you, Erica, to Aqua Illusion. And he says, and this is being broadcast live to our viewers at home on local Bluff City, like I think it's on Bluff City TV, and then on I don't think there's an online. I don't think that they've set up an online viewing system. I don't think they have. But what I do think is someone in Bluff City absolutely is capturing the footage and re-uploading it live on a secret Twitch account that they're pretending to play a video game while it streams in the background. That's the absolute way Bluff City does things. But it's also going out to the whole arena, right? There is like a Titantron style big screen that this is going out to, and we catch you cutting a promo in front of I think just in front of a fish tank that's backstage. It's you next to a sizable fish tank, but nothing special. And Jeff the Clef Moran, who says, Aqua Illusion, you have had an incredible year here in Promenade, and I think the people out there want to know if tonight is your night. Are you making any big plays? Are you here to impress Ms. Carlisle from Constitution?
Okay. This is fine.
You can be as in or out of character as you want to be here. I just want to say this generally, which is like, you can be like, here is the thing I'm saying. Or you can say, I cut a promo that basically gets at this thing.
Okay. I think that I say something like, I'm going into this. I know she's going to be impressed. I've been here for a while. The people know me here. I come from the ocean. I'm not here to be in the small pond. So by the end of the show today, people are going to know that I'm the one who should move on or whatever.
Good, great. Yeah, Give me a roll. You're cutting a promo. When you take the mic and speak your mind, roll plus look.
Okay, which is...
Is that a heel turn?
So the last episode, Austin was like, try to think of like the last big thing that happened in your character's story.
Yeah.
And I think that I made a recent face turn when I broke away from the monster house.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's this kind of thing of being like, it was the last pay-per-view that I told the monster house that I can, shine better than they can. And now I'm going to prove it tonight, and yada, yada, yada. So 2d6 plus 1? That's what I want?
Yep. Is that your look? Is your look plus 1?
Yeah.
Yep, 2d6 plus 1.
That's a 9.
That is a 9. Oh, we should go over really quick. How much momentum does everybody have? My guess is none by default.
I get 1 when I start a match, but I guess we have not started a match.
Okay. What about audience? Make sure your audience is written down on your sheets here somewhere.
I think we all start
my
with
audience is
1.
plus 1.
There you go. What was that, Andy?
I think we all start with 1, unless...
Nope.
No, not true.
Yeah, the jobber, I forgot.
Yeah,
and
Jobber
the
gets
veteran
0.
starts with 2.
The veteran starts with 2, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and when you have 2 audience, it says start the episode with plus 1 momentum, so everyone should check their little audience chart.
There you go.
Because I think everyone might start with 1.
Yeah, I start with plus 1 momentum.
I know I start with 1.
Add a momentum spent to any roll that you take.
Yeah, so momentum is a plus 1 you can spend before or after a roll. It's after a roll. So if you wanted to increase that 9 to a 10, you could. And I'll tell you, you see what that move does. On a 10 plus, you connect with the audience, gain plus 1 momentum, and pick 1 from the 7 to 9 list. 7 to 9 is you get them to pay attention, pick 1. You get them to pay attention, pick 1. Make creative, book you in a match, add a stipulation to a relevant match, gain plus 1 momentum, and gain plus 1 gain plus 1 heat with the subject of your promo. You don't really have a subject for this promo. You're not really out here making threats, specifically, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel like the momentum thing is the only thing that's relevant to this right now, so I think I'm just gonna take the 1 with the 7 instead of...
Okay. I think this is where you get there is Jeff Moran puts a hand to his ear and says, I think this is probably pre-announced. I think you would know this. You are currently booked in a match at the main event. You were booked up against Blackjack, who is the current champion here. The current he's the I have it written down here somewhere, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. In what you can pretty much guess is not a title win for you. You're not probably quite there yet. But that is. Do you want to speak to Blackjack at all here? Moran says, you're up against Blackjack tonight. One of the best there's ever been in any ring, as far as I'm concerned. Squared rings, circle rings, octagonal rings. He's been in all the rings that there are. He wears rings, which you got to be careful of in the ring because he'll use them. I'm curious. What, do you have any words for Blackjack? Do you have any feelings?
Listen, all respect to Blackjack. he's been in the business for a long time. He's, I don't know. I think what I'm
It's a
trying
good
to
start.
say
You
is-
got this.
But, it's time for me to make a name for myself. And when the waves hit, Blackjack is gonna get washed ashore.
Great. I was going to go with busts, but that's good. I have some more detail on Blackjack, by the way. The camera cuts to Blackjack, not watching this interview, obviously, on a TV on one of those stands that gets pushed around high schools. So he debuted as Hot Rod Stevens, and this was his Springsteen gimmick. He was the hot rod. He fixed cars. He wanted to blow this town. He wanted to be the best there ever was. He was the golden boy, 15 years ago. And it didn't work. He never really got over. They could never sell all the hot rod toys.
Which is weird because they were cars.
They were just cool cars.
Sell themselves.
Right, they were cars that he had like old-timey, 1920s, 1930s cars. They were like old Rolls Royces, basically. And they just no one bought them. And then he came back years later. Like he went off, he left, and then he came back and to the Mid-Atlantic region. Like he was Hot Rod before Promenade Wrestling was a thing. Promenade Wrestling is not that new, but he was in the region, and Promenade kind of took over a bunch of smaller ones between Bluff City and Trenton and all the other major towns, obviously Cape May. And he came back as Blackjack, who was like a masked vigilante type. He had like face paint that had all of the different card faces on them, and that also was bad. And so eventually he cut this really great promo where in the middle of the ring he like wiped the fucking face paint off slowly and then just like dropped the rag on the ground and was like, listen, you know who I am. And became this kind of Steve Austin, Dusty Rhodes, like everyman anti-hero, who is so he's also a face technically, but he has that hard edge anti-hero face. He talks that real shit. He's all about like making sure the people of Bluff City get their just due, but he still calls himself Blackjack. That's still the name he goes by. All right. So we get that shot, and then we go out to the ring for the first match, which, hey, that's two of you here. It is Count Falstaff III versus Jake the Jackal. So let me read from this great book that I have, this great play aid in front of me for wrestling. So, first, each player should describe their character's entrance. Either of you want to do that here?
I know I'm not coming out first.
True. Probably true. Falstaff, do you want to do this here? If they do anything particular to pump up or insult the crowd, make sure they work the audience or cheap heat moves as appropriate. Then read and summarize the following.
All right. So my intro music is a very slow, dirgy. Oh shit! I just forgot the name of the musical instrument. Why?
Organ.
There we go. Thank you.
You got it.
It's an organ cover of Hall of the Mountain King.
Okay.
Yeah,
I bet we can. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Great.
It's real good. And I think like as Falstaff is coming out, he's got his very stupid coat and hat on. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll do like some just bad heel work here as I'm going to the so let's see. How do I want to insult this audience?
So I'll note you have kind of two options move-wise. Yeah. You can pump up, yell at, or otherwise work up the audience, in which case you roll plus audience. Cheap heat is when you insult or praise the audience or their hometown, gain +1 momentum. You only get to cheap heat once per episode.
I can do this. I'm gonna do cheap heat.
Okay, that's the jobber heel move to do on the first match. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it is gonna be like, oh man, I love that we have discussed like that he just like switches to whatever bad accent he wants to use, like based on what he's talking about. Yeah, let's just go for it. I think he's going to use his very bad, like, very, very awful Transylvania Dracula, like just shitty accent. And he's just saying like, it is very obvious. No, I can't do that. Why can't I do? Why can't I do
What was
that?
wrong with that?
That was great.
That was not. No,
It was.
Um,
Disagree.
Thanks, Austin. You're such
Disagree
a
that
good.
disagree that it was bad.
Yeah. It is very obvious that I, Count Falstaff III, do not belong here in this garbage dump. And I will be the one. I will be the one with the contract at the end of the night.
Great. Is this at the top of the ramp or is this in the ring? Does it get in there early and start heating them up?
Yeah, I think he gets into the ring and he does the thing where he takes off his hat and his like big ostentatious like cross necklace and like puts it on the turnbuckle.
Who wears a cross.
Yeah. Because he's so strong that crosses can't hurt him.
Oh wow.
Well, there you go.
Obviously.
But crossbodies can.
Ooh. Yeah, Austin.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll mark my one momentum now.
Yeah, mark your momentum. God. Art, talk to me about Jake the Jackal entrance.
All right. I think it starts with that, like, you know, that, like, heartbeat pulse.
Yes.
The, like, bump, 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 bump. And, like, the lights go down. And we get, like, what's the most supernatural color? Is it green? It's green, right?
Yeah.
Purple sometimes.
Could
Green
be
or purple.
When you're
I'm
a
gonna
heel, it's purple.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then we get, like, this
Thank
just
you.
really, like garbage rock. Like rock music that's garbage.
Not the band garbage.
Not the band garbage. Well, not all. Sometimes the band garbage.
Sure.
Not usually.
Yeah.
It's just like a bad rock song that's probably by some band locally that they could pay like $80 to make some theme music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have lyrics or anything. It's just like, you know, it's just like loud music. But like Jake is from a time where just like having rock music was good enough to like get a little bit of a pop because fucking Macho Man Randy Savage comes down to pomp and circumstance, you know?
Right.
That's right? That's what...
I think that's what that
Yes.
is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And he has like a good low camera angle for his entrance. Like it makes him look tall, it makes him look big. And he just has that like old school wrestling swagger walk, you know, the one you see on, you know when you see it.
Yeah.
It's not like what Hulk Hogan does. Like Hulk Hogan's a little more like you shouldn't see the motion I just did in my house right now isn't right.
Is it like Ric Flair walk?
No, it's not like all the way to like that strut. It's like,
Is it the weird Vince McMahon strut walk gif?
it is
No.
not. No one walks like that. I said like lots of people walk.
Is it like a Bobby Roode?
Yeah, it's Bobby Roode adjacent. Bobby Roode is like that to like a 12, and this is at like a 7.
Gotcha. We were just going to have a lot of Googling to do, chat, or listeners. No, there's no chat. This is not live. I'm just
Because
very
like Bobby
tired.
Roode is trying to be. Bobby Roode is like trying to do like most of the way to like. I think it's more like Triple H, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I gotcha.
But
Perfect.
Bobby Roode, Triple H, and Ric Flair are all in a triangle.
Yes, agreed. Which one is McDonald's? Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, okay. Triple H just definitely pulls up, orders one black coffee, and then goes home. 100%.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
Bobby Roode is We Have Food.
Right, yeah, totally. All right. So, now that you've described your entrances, are you working up the audience in any way?
I was gonna cut my promo after the match.
Okay, that's okay, fair. You'll each get a chance to show off in the ring. Whoever has control of the match narrates a sequence of wrestling moves, holds or strikes or whatever you want. That culminates in an important, impressive, or dangerous maneuver that advances the overall story of the match. When you get to that point, you'll make the wrestling move, which is the move Excuse me, that's the move when you roll for how well the wrestling is going. The control of the match might change then, or you might keep it, in which case you continue narrating the next sequence. Now, the person who isn't in control can use the interrupt move to cut in and take control of the match. You can use other moves as well, if you want, like work the audience, or feat of strength, or break kayfabe. But mostly like feat of strength, I think, or work the audience. Those are the big ones here. And then any of your moves that make sense, obviously. When the match is getting towards the end, I will reveal the booking, who I've already decided is winning the match. In this case, one of you is the jobber. So, and then you can work together to make that happen. If you want to swerve the booking, you can, which usually means you'll make the break kayfabe move. Whoever's booked to win will also get to hit their finishing move or equivalent at the end of the match. Now, before we get started, I'm going to hand this mic to one of the other players. They will play the ringside announcer during your match. Announcer, Andy, you're going to be the first announcer here. Your job is to summarize and add whatever fun context you want for the imaginary viewing audience at home. In addition, you can put over each wrestler once per match by describing how awesome what they just did was. This means that their die result on a move bumps up one from a botch to a partial success, or from a partial success to a full success. So yeah, you are the Jeff the Clef Moran right now. And I think Simeon is probably out here being the no, it isn't. It's you know who it is? It's Ross Rossi from Primetime Adventures, the local radio host. He is the straight man to your over the top color commentator, Andy. All right. So you are Jeff the Clef. I mean, you could also. I'll be Ross Rossi, who is just the kind of like boring, like basically who's that guy I hate in sports? I've always just imagined him as what is his
very broad, Austin?
No, it isn't. As soon as I say the guy,
broadcaster?
He has a show on it's the dude who has a show with Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, shit.
I fucking hate that guy.
Skip Bayless.
Yeah, he's basically Skip Bayless. Who like I hate distinctively. And so he's just this like boring, like 56-year-old white dude who thinks he knows about stuff. And next to him is Jeff the Clef Moran, who used to be a wrestler, so really knows his shit. All right, so I think Jake, you definitely begin with control of the match. And so when you have control of the match, you narrate the transitional sequences, working with your opponent to fill in the details. When a sequence leads up to a big spot or a key move in the ring, then you narrate that maneuver, and that's when you roll. So how does this kick off?
I think this starts off in the oldest of old school ways. We do like the collar and elbow tie up. There's like some jockeying for position, and that goes on for like an extended moment. Testing each other out, and ends with Jake like just kind of like overpowering him and moving him to the corner.
Ooh, okay.
And then does like it's a little bit of like a brawling. It's like he backs him into the corner. He backs Falstaff the third into the corner.
Thank you.
Yeah. Falstaff is okay as a shorthand, right? We don't have to. I've already dropped the honorific.
I guess.
Can we just do the count?
Sure.
Yes. The reason that I went with Count Falstaff is that I imagine that like everybody knows he loses. So as he's walking to the ring, people start chanting "Start the count" because they just know he's going to lose.
Great.
Oh, and it's count to the third number.
Uh-huh.
Or or to 10, whichever one.
Sure. I just got that. It's great.
Thank you.
So he backs him in the corner. Of course, and he starts like just pressuring him into the corner. The ref breaks it up. That's, what happens when you're in the corner. And after the breakup, Jake, starts punching him in the corner a little bit. That gets broken up again. And he like turns around and like does a little bit of like a pose. I'm trying to think of what Jake's like poses look like, but like wrestling poses are basically all the same, right? It's like holding up your arms in some fun way.
Right. Does he like make a T pose? Does he like do like he doesn't like flex probably. Does he
Not
point
at
to
this
the crowd?
Point
Okay.
I think it is like it's like a palms up T. Like it's not like this isn't like a signature pose. This is just like, come on. But he has underestimated Count Falstaff, who quickly jumps him from behind. pushes him against the ropes, and as he rebounds, gets him into like one of those. So he pushes him into the ropes. Jake hits the ropes chest first, bounces backwards, and is put into like one of those. It's a roll up pin, but I don't know the name of it. The one where like it's not a schoolboy. It's like you're like draped over.
You're draped over. I don't know what the drape over pin is.
It's like. What am I going to Google a search right here? It's a schoolboy. It's a schoolboy.
All right. So this is okay. When a sequence leads up to a big spot or key move in the ring, name and narrate the maneuver. If you execute a difficult, demanding, or dangerous maneuver that showcases your technical wrestling ability, roll plus work. If you put your opponent or yourself at legit risk by using your physical strength, roll plus power. If you execute a signature maneuver, demonstrate your character through action or otherwise showcase your gimmick, roll plus look. If you work with your opponent to execute an amazing and memorable sequence, roll plus heat. I guess this is work.
I guess. I mean, I am being pinned here.
Right.
I was actually thinking that I hadn't gotten there yet. This was going to be a.
Oh, this is
still
not the
one
move?
count and a break.
Okay, that's fine. It's a 1 count and a break.
It's a 1 count, but like this is Jake. Like, okay, I have to. This is a serious match. That's what this moment is. This is like
Gotcha.
I cannot take this lightly. This man can wrestle. You know.
I still think that might be a role here, right? But I think this is working the audience.
It might be put over. This might be my move. But I was
how does your move work?
When you show vulnerability to an opponent in the ring in order to make them look good, roll plus work. On a 10 plus, you both gain +1 audience. On 7 to 9, one of your gains +1 audience. Either loses -1 audience.
Yeah, that's
your
what this
opponent's
is.
Choice.
Let's go ahead and do that. So that
All
is
right, so
roll plus work.
Plus work, and my work is 1.
So 2d6 plus 1. And you have 2 momentum. That is a 6.
I will certainly spend 1 of those momentum.
Okay. So that goes up to a 7 and 9. One of you gains +1 audience, and the other loses -1 audience. Your opponent's choice.
Oh, and I got a +1 momentum when this match started, so I'm.
Oh, so you're at 3 momentum actually.
No, so I'm at 1 now, right? We started at 1.
Oh, I thought you started. You started at 2 audience, not at 1. Right. Yes, you're
I started 2 audience and gained a momentum when the match started, so I'm now at 1 momentum.
Yes, you're good. All right, so Falstaff, do you take +1 audience, or does Jake?
I'm going to take +1 audience.
Interesting. Okay. Take that +1 audience. I think Ross Rossi is like, Clef, an amazing maneuver like that, it's not what I expected from the Count.
Listen, the Count comes from a very prestigious family. You have Count Falstaff II, the master of the Dracula pin. Count Falstaff I... at the garlic clutch. Clearly, he's just following in his family's footsteps, and he's doing a great job here today.
This is why I love working with you. You always have the encyclopedic knowledge of a master wrestling master. All right, back in the ring.
All right, but I still have control?
You still have control, yes. Now, at any point, Count Falstaff III could do the interrupt maneuver to cut in and take control of the match for himself by spending 1 momentum and narrating the interruption. That's a thing you should keep in mind here. But I think that's pretty much it.
That was
you
my
still have control
to give Dre the opportunity to interrupt.
Gotcha.
No, I'm good for now.
All right. Jake whips him into the ropes, clotheslines him on the way back, picks him up, and does just like a standard side slam, the one you've seen Kane do like 100 times. And just sort of like stands up and like takes like a moment because Jake's a little older. He can't like do 3 moves in a row all the time. Not at the beginning at least. But then he holds his arm up. He signals to the crowd. And he puts him into a like a leg grapevine.
Okay, sure.
And I think I'll roll at this point.
That's a work for sure.
All right. Well, I'm over 1 on those.
You got a +1. You know what else? What do you need? That's a 10.
All right.
Dang.
There you go. On a
do I
10
get
plus, you hit it
wrestling?
great. Retain control and pick 1. Gain 2 momentum or gain +1 heat with your opponent.
I'll take the momentum because my rolls suck.
Okay, what is your heat with Falstaff?
3.
Okay, I will note that if you end this match with 4, you'll get an audience out of it.
All right, what's a long match? Wait, what do I
Yeah.
get if I... Okay.
If you...
Oh, I was checking if my finishing move gave heat or audience.
Gotcha. Fair. So yeah, you still have control. What's that? How does that play out?
I think it's like this is like a little bit of a rest hold. But you know, Jake is really like selling the bearing in on the legs, and Falstaff is doing a great job like waving his arms and like you know, like he's not like tapping. He's like, oh, my leg. You know what selling a hold looks like. I don't know why I'm describing this in such detail.
For the audience.
And yeah. And Falstaff like gets to the ropes and like kind of like clings to them hard, and the ref breaks it up.
You get so there's a weird thing happening as Falstaff is like reaching for the ropes. The audience from that +1 audience before, you hear people who are going like, how do you chant for a bad vampire? What's the pro Count Falstaff chant? It's just
You
Falstaff.
don't suck. You don't suck.
Wait, you're a vampire, so you probably do.
The audience here
don't-
clearly not understanding how vampires work. These simpletons just clearly don't get it. I'm assuming I'm the heel commentator.
You're definitely well. I think you're a tweener commentator. You very much. Jeff Moran does not know what type of character Jeff Moran is.
Perfect.
So, all right. That's happening right now. The audience, there's a bit of the audience who's shouting "You don't suck," and then you get to the ropes and you get away. But Jake still has the control narratively.
Oh, I wish I had a move like that fucking shitty Randy Orton DDT. This would be a great moment for that.
You invent whatever moves your character has.
Well, I shouldn't have any moves that I describe as shitty.
Fair.
That DDT's awful. I hate it. But like, it's a good transition from out of the ring to in the ring.
Okay.
But I think we are going to see a move that Jake does do, which is Count Falstaff like stands up on the apron on the outside of the ropes, but still on the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake picks him up in a two-handed choke slam and throws him out of the ring, like out toward the side area toward the barricade. I think it's a barricade bump, and I want to take this as a feat of strength, I think.
Okay, you don't think this is a power move? A power wrestling move?
Isn't like feat of strength you demonstrate your extraordinary strength, roll plus power?
So there's a really great breakdown of what the difference between rolling power for wrestling is and feat of strength is in the book. So feat, and then I've lost where that is. 1 second. I believe that it's about whether or not you're advancing the story. Or
this
if
is
you're
not advancing story.
Right, that's the question. Or what I mean is the story of the match in the ring. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
The way that it breaks it down here is, here it is. In the ring, if the wrestler is pushing the opponent around just to show off, rather than move the match along, you should use this move instead of rolling power for a wrestling move. So is this not advancing the story?
I mean, it depends what we really think of as the story of the match. We're still relatively, this is certainly the first like section. This is Jake's like first big move.
Okay.
So I guess like it is advancing the story in that sense. Like, you need your first big move to get to more big moves. That's like just how
it feels. Throwing someone out the ring changes how the match could end because that could be a count out. Yeah. That to me feels like a wrestling move. A feat of strength would be like you throw him across the ring to no effect and he looks up at you and is in awe of your strength.
Or like,
do you know what I mean?
Or like you do one of those like stall suplexes and hold me for like an absurdly long amount of time.
Yeah, I've also noticed that Bobby Lashley is back.
Wow. Give me a wrestling power is what that sounds like to me. That's a 5. How much? I
have 3 momentum right now.
You're at 3 right now?
I'm at 3 momentum right now, so I could get that up to a 7.
How does putting over work again?
You just tell us. You just do it. You move it from one category to another by being like, "Wow, that worked great." So is this a botch, Andy? Are you doing that, or are you just holding on to that for now?
I think I could do that. I think that like they're trying to protect their like iconic dude. And there's also been a lot of that on modern WWE commentary of trying to cover up for the older guys fucking up.
So how does it botch, and then how do you fix it? What's the thing that you say?
I think it's just like the landing isn't quite as close to the barricade as intended. So
Right.
it's like, oh, look at that! The Count scurrying away to the barricade to try and get away from Jake's brute strength.
All right, on the 7 to 9, you hit it pretty well. Pick one. Retain control and transition to the next sequence, or give your opponent control and gain 1 momentum.
I will relinquish control and gain 1 momentum.
Okay. This is it. This is your time to shine, Count Falstaff the Third.
Yeah. Okay. So you basically throw me out and I land like just on like the ground outside. So I don't hit the barricade. I'm just on the ground outside.
Yeah.
And then you've been narrated to have scurried to the barricade.
Yeah. I think Falstaff does the Finn Balor thing of like sitting in the corner of the barricade, like, you know, like sitting there and like kind of like brooding or whatever. And then like snaps his neck up, and like just points at Jake the Jackal. Because the audience normally doesn't say you don't suck, and so he's feeling himself a little bit. Yeah. This is maybe the first time in a long time that this has been fun for him. And so he stalks up and like.
Well, that 1 second. Is that a work the audience when you pump up, yell out, or otherwise work to get the audience in your corner?
I think so.
Plus audience. What is your audience score?
Well, it's one, but I also have the move where I get to because I have sympathetic, I get to roll work instead of audience when I do the work the audience move.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2d6 plus 1. Ah, it's a 10.
Jesus Christ, this is going wild. All right, you get them on your side, gain +2 momentum.
Okay. So now
You don't suck. You don't suck. You don't suck.
Yeah, so he like stalks up and he just clambers up like the steel stairs and like just jumps over the rope. And I think what it is that he catches Jake by surprise, but it's because he's going slightly off script because he is kind of feeling himself. And he just kind of jumps over the ropes and like hits him with like a quick clothesline. And you know what, Andy, since you shouted it out earlier, I think he's going to put him in the, what was it, the garlic clutch? Is that what you called it?
The garlic clutch, yeah.
Yeah, the garlic clutch. Which has got to be some kind of head hold, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That's like it. Andy, I'll defer to you.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Like, is it a cobra clutch?
Oh, it could be. It could be like an Anaconda Vice type thing, where it's like the like headlock, but he's got the arm in there, and he's like that makes it hurt more, I guess.
Right, sure.
It's kind of like
a ground move, or is it a standing move?
Oh, does this need to be a standing one? Because if it's
No,
a
I'm
standing,
asking.
okay, that's typically a grounded
I guess Cobra
move.
Crutch is standing, right?
Yeah, that's they stand and they slowly kind of sink to the ground, and then probably and do the arm thing, you know.
Yeah.
Straight up, I think the Anaconda Vice is just a like laying down on the ground version of the Cobra Clutch.
Oh,
but if
that makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
actually.
Because it's Anaconda,
Yeah.
snakes.
Right, yeah, yeah, I get it.
YouTubing all of these. Hold on.
If you've seen any CM Punk matches, he's probably done it.
Right,
yeah.
or Bob Backlund. I guess no, he did the
That was Crossface Chicken.
Crossface chicken wing.
crossface chicken
Yeah.
wing. You're right.
Let's do the standing Cobra Clutch. So I think it's just that I jump over, and I don't hit the clothesline. I jump over and I just kind of like push Jake on the shoulder, which normally wouldn't do anything. But again, since it's like going off script, I kind of catch Jake like off balance and spin around and put him in the garlic clutch.
Oh man! All right. Are you breaking script here?
I don't know if I'm breaking script because I don't think I'm like winning this match.
Okay, but you're showing off more than you are booked to do.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out if this was breaking kayfabe or working real stiff, and it doesn't sound like it's either of those. So
No,
yeah,
it's definitely I'm not
this
like
is still work wrestling.
yes.
All right.
You're not choking me.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Great
Yeah,
to hear. Love to hear it. Give me a work.
It's 7.
Okay.
Um,
So that is you gain you regain control and transition to the next sequence, or give your opponent control and get +1 momentum.
I will give the control back to Jake and take that +1 momentum.
Okay.
I'm sitting
All
on a
right,
lot of momentum right now.
Is it appropriate to roll put over again, being in this like hold? Like is getting to 2 arm drops putting
Yeah, that would definitely be putting over. You kidding me? Totally.
All right, I think Jake goes to sleep, right? Jake goes limp. He like whispers like, This is the fucking hottest match I've ever seen you have.
Oh, I love them.
And the one raise, the 2 raise, and on the third one it drops, but it stops. And he does like the shake. You don't see this anymore because no one does a sleeper hold anymore.
No. And they got rid of this, didn't they? Like they just do a single hold drop now.
Oh yeah, they just do the he's passed out. Ring the bell.
Yeah, I hate it.
This was good.
I missed this. Bring this back.
It's not realistic is the problem, but also nothing's
no.
Yeah. We all know it's fake now.
All right, give me the put over.
Oh right, I suck at this.
Oh, that's a 10. Look at that.
Okay, so on a 10, we both get +1 audience.
Nice work. You both get 1 audience. Look at you. So you're at 3 audience now, right, Art?
Is that right? I'm at 2 audience. I lost one for the.
Oh, you lost one before, right?
I'm at 2 audience now.
Damn.
And it's the shaking arm and the standing up and the elbows to the midsection and breaking the hold.
I've never seen a Constitution like this before, Jeff. A Constitution Day like this before, Jeff. What a great way to honor our nation's greatest holiday.
God bless America. Is all he says.
Okay, great. All right, so
wait, no.
get on.
God bless America and God bless Jake the Jackal.
I love it. God bless America and God bless Kenny Omega was my favorite Cody Rhodes line of the year. Not important. And then they fought for 4 months.
Yeah.
And they sort of do a little bit of back and forth brawling, the punches with the boo, yay, boo,
right.
Yay, like that. Sorry, I have to move back when I say that because I'm actually punching the air as I say this because I am a very cool and experienced radio performer. And it all leads up to Jake, the how that sequence almost always ends with the face getting the 3 punches in a row and then just a whip and a big boot and a pin for a 2 count.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to, Jake gets up, he slaps the ring, and slaps the apron, a little bit of that 2 count frustration.
Right.
And I need new moves for all of these, new names for all these moves. But I want to do a signature move, which is anyone remember Ahmed Johnson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the Pearl River Plunge, his finishing move?
Not at all.
It was
it's a good name.
Yeah, I need a name for that that's a little spooky. It's it's like a double underhook seated power bomb.
Gotcha.
So it's it's the that's terrible.
It's not like a stake to the heart or something. It's not like a wooden stake.
That's a dope move.
Yeah, it's a great move.
Yeah, it's a good move.
It's too bad Ahmed Johnson couldn't keep it together injury-wise.
Wrestling.
Well, because I think it used to be the dip in the Nile, and now it's not that.
It can't be that.
But I need it's the exorcism.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, fine.
The exorcism. Remember, we're a B tier league. This name is going to get changed if you get called up.
Sure. And I think that's my role. My role move.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
And
this is
probably
work.
this is power. This is work.
It could be power. It depends on how do you scream while doing it. Do you look big and tough?
No, I think Jake tries to do this move as even as possible.
Then it's work. Yeah. Oh, it's look. It's look. Actually, if you execute a signature maneuver, demonstrate your character through action, or otherwise showcase your gimmick, it's look.
So it's a 7.
Uh-huh.
I'll take a momentum and pass.
Okay.
Or I guess it doesn't matter. I'm really hoping for a 10 on one.
Okay. So yeah, I think Falstaff is selling this move pretty hard. But I think the way that he gets back in it, I think is I guess I don't want to. I don't want. I was thinking like maybe like Jake goes to like pose again, and Falstaff uses that to his advantage. But I guess that's already happened once, so
Yeah.
I don't think that works again. I think what happens is that like, Jake hits it kind of close to like one of the sides of the ring, and Falstaff does a thing where he like rolls out under the ropes and like kind of like, walks around like dazed to like get his bearings back.
Right.
And Jake goes to. Does Jake do any like off the rope moves, or would he just also like roll under and kind of like stalk after Falstaff outside the ring?
Oh, I don't think Jake has ever done a plancha in his life, if that's your question.
I wasn't even thinking that, but I was thinking like, just go up on the turnbuckle and like do like a flying elbow or something. But
no, certainly not to the outside. I think if
Yeah.
we were both in the ring, that could be in the thing. But like that shit's dangerous. I'm not one of those cats from Philly.
Yeah. And so I think Jake kind of rolls under and kind of does the thing where he stalks after Falstaff outside the ring, and they get into kind of another back and forth kind of punching match. But Falstaff ducks under one punch and kind of just like, still kind of like woozy, but basically like just kind of does. I mean, it's not even like a spear; it's just kind of like a desperation like lunge onto Jake and like pushes him and like hits him into the barrier.
Okay.
And I think they're just kind of both like kind of laying down, like kind of collapsed on each other outside the ring. And the referee starts to do the 10 count. And I think, man, if I'm going to do some heel stuff, like this is like where
This is the time.
This is the time. Yeah.
You know what? I might reveal the booking here.
Okay.
But I'm trying to decide if I want you to make a roll here to better. So what is the current situation again exactly at this moment?
I think it's the thing where, I mean, like in the,
where are you both at is really the question I want.
We're outside the ring, kind
Perfect.
of like both like leaned up against the barricade.
All right, so I think I'm going to reveal the booking here. This is surprise. There's going to be a swerve here. This is a what's the fucking word? A schmoz. Where like a billion people wind up in the ring. So while you're both outside, the lights go dark, and then a EDM cover of Monster Mash starts playing. And Monster House comes through the audience, comes through the crowd. They like hop over the barricades. One of them like does a bulldog. Is that what it's called? And someone like grab you from the back of the head and do like a jumping land with your face on the ground.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is.
bulldog.
Okay, so someone bulldogs you over the barrier, Falstaff. And the music hits, and it's purple light time because this is bad guy supernatural shit. And the Monster House rushes in to take you both out. But I guess like here's the thing is like you could try to fight them off. I guess if you wanted to break kayfabe here and try to like spin this some other way. Do you do that, or do you let this kind of play out?
So I think I do want to break this up, but I'm wondering if it is break kayfabe or if it's spinning my 2 momentum for my heel move.
Ooh, which is
to override creative booking. So heel is when you do something underhanded to get what you want. Spend
Right.
2 momentum and pick one of the following. So I don't know if this is overriding creative's
would be.
booking.
Yeah, so here's the booking. The booking is that they're going to come out and basically cut a promo that is like, if Constitution takes someone besides a Monster House member, then someone you love is going to join us. We're going to be bad guys. And that's what's booked right now. So you could totally override it.
What if what is booked is that Falstaff joins Monster House?
Monster House, yeah.
Monster House.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's totally viable. I'll have to adjust some booking down the line, but let's do it.
So yeah, and I think it's okay, so here's the heel way of doing it. Here's what happens is Falstaff like while this is happening they don't like rush the ring. What they do is they do come down through the audience, and they're just kind of like hanging outside. And Falstaff like gets up in the ring and is like arguing with the ref, like, don't stop the match, they're not doing anything, like blah blah blah, like just distracting the ref. And while he's distracting the ref, the some of the Monster House guys get in some like cheap shots over the barricade on Jake the Jackal. And so then, like, once they do their thing, they then kind of disappear back into the crowd, and the referee's like, oh, okay, well, I guess everything's fine, because it's a wrestling referee.
Right,
And Falstaff kind of rolls a Jake into the ring. And I guess at this point, he doesn't even do any moves, because, like, the rest of Monster House has already done their thing. And he just does, like, the weird, like, was it Undertaker used to do the pin where he just like crossed their arms over like they're in a coffin?
Yeah.
And he just does that pin.
So you actually want the win here?
Yeah.
Okay. You override creative. I think you're allowed to do that, Jake, unless you're gonna break kayfabe now and push back.
And I'll get rid of those 2 momentum on my sheet.
Yes.
I can break kayfabe here to kick out, but like then what? Do we have to like actually fight?
I don't know. This is what happens when there's real stakes. One second. We need to know what Jeff the Chef and Ross Rossi think of this. Jeff, I am not a politician. I don't understand the inner workings of people who make and break allegiances in any way. I did not go to my high school civics class, but it looks to me as if Count Falstaff III has joined up with Monster House.
Listen up, Ross. A civics class isn't going to help you here. There's nothing civil about this. You gotta go where you're accepted. And if people aren't accepting you, you gotta join the weird monster guys. And that's just what the Count is doing. And I applaud him for it.
I guess my question is, what I want out of this for real is to go backstage, cut a promo, and get like a bigger match for later in the night.
100%. That's where this goes no matter what, for sure.
All right, so I don't care about eating a pin here. It's a work.
Right, totally. So you get the pin. I think you get the pin, and then can Monster House come back out and like ham it up with you?
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is good because I need to introduce Monster House. The music hits, and your music hits your pipe organ, and it blends in with the Monster House Monster Mash. It's great. It's a debut of a new theme for you. It's your push heel theme. None of them have belts, but here is the group. I think at the leadership role here is a man in a white suit who wears a lucha mask, except instead of being a lucha mask, it is a fake Bigfoot mask, and that is Mr. Sasquatch, who is the leader of the group. He's the talker. There is a Kane-style monster wrestler who roars a lot and who has lightning pyro, and who is painted green, and that's Illazilla, who is the Godzilla character. Yes. There is an actual ape who comes to the ring with a handler, and that is King Kong. It's a licensing deal. Promoting a new King Kong movie, circa that last King Kong movie. They got an in perpetuity King Kong ape license. There is no Loch Ness Monster. There used to be. You might know something about that, Erica. There is a goblin, and my note here is a little shitty goblin who interferes a lot, really bad facial hair. They have one audience. And so I think Mr. Sasquatch comes into the ring. Jake, you're knocked out on the ground. I think the goblin kind of kicks at you a little bit, the shitty facial hair. And Mr. Sasquatch, is there something that Monster House has that shows that you're a member of Monster House? I think he gives you a new stovepipe hat with a purple band around it. Yes. That the purple is the color of the Monster House.
Do they have a logo?
Yeah.
That
what
logo's on the hat. It's probably just old Nickelodeon slime font MH.
Yeah, okay, but wait, Andy in the chat has a great suggestion.
Oh, okay, what is it?
What about Letterman jackets? Monster House does sound like a frat.
It does sound like a frat. Yeah. They have.
So
yep,
they bring me my
100%.
new bullshit vampire like velvet jacket, but it's got the Monster House like lettering on it.
And so
Are we
he says,
giving up too much of our Monster Heart stuff right now?
no, because that's these characters, but as teens. Mr. Sasquatch says, it has been a long time, again, through the Sasquatch mask, since Monster House has felt whole. You may notice that you look around this ring, you have yourself a Sasquatch, a Godzilla. You have yourself a King Kong. We all love King Kong. We know what happened with Loch Ness, and we have Goblin and Ghoul. Oh, I didn't introduce Ghoul. Sorry, Ghoul is here also. This is still Mr. Sasquatch talking. Ghoul, come on down to the ring. What I have here is basically what if Billy Kidman was a zombie-type wrestler. So it's just like has the varsity jacket on, but around his waist, and has like a white tank top that's sweaty, even though he wasn't in the ring just now. He wasn't involved with any of this. He's like a high flyer, like kind of like a punk, just kind of like a trashy, grungy looking punk. He's the one who definitely looks like he's still part of Raven's flock. It's just Billy Kidman, but with zombie makeup on. What I don't see is a zombie with no conscience, which is a thing we've needed for Monster House for a long time. It's true, Jeff. The Clef. They have not had a zombie with no conscience. And he looks at you and he says, "I know you're a vampire." But like zombies, you're kind of like undead, and we feel like you're going to make this thing a home again. We're going to go from a monster house to a monster home.
Oh my god.
And what do you think? And he hands you the mic.
Oh boy. It is a wonderful time to finally feel that Count Falstaff III is getting the respect that is so long overdue. Together with my compatriots in Monster House, I will suck the blood out of the entire underbelly of this pathetic organization.
Kind of promo.
I love it.
Oh boy. Hey, let me roll this -2 look really quick.
Oh yeah, here it is. Let's go.
Oh,
That's
boy.
a 5. Andy, you still have a put over.
Oh, I do? I thought I only had the one.
No, you can do it once for each wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Or not put over. What's the actual name of your move? What's the name of the audience move? Is it put over for them
I think it is
too?
put over for the
Okay.
guest commentator. It's not on
Yeah.
our little quick.
No, it's not.
Rules
I know.
thing, so that's why I'm been a little confused about it.
That's okay. Do you wanna sell this for him?
Sure. Listen to these monsters. Listen to the passion that only comes from centuries of living in a home that is decorated purely with Victorian furniture.
All right, 7 to 9. You can make creative book you in a match. You can add a stipulation to a relevant match. You can gain momentum or gain heat with the subject of your promo, which you'd have to add a subject of that promo. Maybe it's Jake.
I want to say make creative book me in a match,
Okay.
but I'm not sure what that match is.
Maybe it's okay. So I can let me look at the matches that are there and see if there's anything that pops out. We can add yourself to a match. You know.
I want to say it'd be something like a tag match, like with me and another Monster House person.
Right.
You don't have to take that though, because I basically have to go do that if you would rather have.
Yeah, you should maybe take the heat.
Okay.
Maybe cut on Jake to get your heat up. With Jake, what's your Jake heat?
It is 2.
Okay, so yeah, I would say maybe take that so you can get up to 3,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
do a tag match against Jake and somebody else.
Oh, unless you want to book the match, and then I could try to add a stipulation to it, or I could try to add to
Totally.
Ooh. Yeah, then let's do that. I want you to be able to add a stipulation. So, the end of that promo is Falstaff says and the first victim shall be the so-called Jake the Jackal. Jake, myself, and Is it Mr. Sasquatch? Is that his name?
That's right, Mr. Sasquatch.
No, fuck that. It's not Mr. Sasquatch. Myself and the greatest monster in cinematic history, besides Count Dracula, King Kong, challenge you.
Excuse me. Sorry, 1 second. And Mr. Sasquatch leans in and says, "We can't book King Kong in this match. He's just an actual ape. He's just an ape. He has a handler. We can't."
No, it would be unfair, because King Kong would just murder you. It would be terrible. There are children here.
That is why he would just murder us.
Myself and the most elusive monster in American history, Mr. Sasquatch, challenge you in the partner of your choice to a tag match.
From the Dracula accent to French, and now it's German. It's wonderful.
I don't know
love
what's
this.
happening here. Listen, he's been all over the world. He's an immortal creature. He's learned so many languages.
Agree,
just blends together.
He's a citizen of the world. It's true.
Listen, man,
all right.
Lenny doesn't know how to cut promos. He's just going with it.
Yep. Okay. Oh, great. And then do y'all just leave?
I mean, yeah.
Monster House leave. Monster House music hits again, and everybody heads out, leaving Jake in the ring. I'm guessing, Jake, you leave when the camera cuts to the backstage.
Yeah.
Again.
Jake, sells until the camera leaves.
Yeah, exactly. So Andy, Charlie Cupid promo time.
Oh boy.
You can be responding to whatever you want here. I think it's Jeff Moran rushes backstage and what's he find? What's the opening shot of this promo? Are you still stretching?
I think if it's like known that I'm going to be doing a promo, then Charlie was like, "Oh no, wait! I have to be looking at myself in the mirror."
Oh my god, perfect. So it begins with like the camera's like looking at yourself in the mirror. It's like the shot of the mirror with your face in it, and then you like turn around and Jeff the Clef Moran shows up and says, "Charlie Cupid, great to have you here in beautiful Bluff City, and I need to know. There's the Constitution Day opportunity for you, and I see that you look at yourself in the mirror, and I think you're looking at a beautiful man, and I'm worried that you might think you're so beautiful, you're gonna leave us poor little babies behind and go up to Constitution. Are you gonna try to jump on this opportunity, Charlie?"
Yep. No. Okay. That was me buying my actual self time.
Yeah, fine, fair. Yep.
I think he does like a big like show of like rolling his eyes when this guy starts talking, and he turns around and he's like, "Okay, I understand that the idea of losing me is very hard for a lot of the people here. They don't have much. They don't have much to look up to, really. I mean, we saw what just happened to old Jake out there." Ooh. And does like pulls at his collar like, "Ey." And so I understand that losing the premier performer here at the Promenade is going to be very hard for you, but you can't contain greatness. And if there's one word that describes Charlie Cupid, aside from beautiful, talented, and a damn fine cook, that's more than one word, I lost the word that I was saying.
Give me a roll. Give me your promo.
I'm so glad that fucking my ADHD has made this character work so much better.
Character. Great.
It's a 9.
That's a 9. That's not bad.
I got a 5 and a 6 minus 2. That's almost a perfect roll.
That's almost a perfect roll.
So I think that ends probably better than I ended it.
Yes, I think you find it. And so on a 9, you get to make creative, book you in a match, add a stipulation to a relevant match, gain momentum, or gain heat with the subject of your promo. Here's the thing: right now, Charlie Cupid, you don't have a match on this card.
And then
your name has been absent. Has been surprisingly absent here.
Well, that won't do. The people will riot in the streets if they don't see me perform. Someone needs to fix this right now. And if they don't, Well, then maybe we'll be saying goodbye to Charlie Cupid sooner than you think.
And then it fades back to the crowd, and like people are like, "Oh." Actually, no, they're not. I mean, I don't know. You got a 9. They're like, "Oh, okay. I guess Charlie might leave." Huh.
There's a couple people like, "Yay, fuck him."
Perfect. So we just kind of get backstage now for the next little bit. There are a couple other matches happening here. There is the matches are happening with the non-player wrestlers out in the crowd or out in the ring while y'all are backstage and can continue to cut promos or wheel and deal or have scenes that don't have dice involved or moves at all. Like if you just want to talk to each other, we can totally do that. The first match right now, and also if you want to run in and interrupt or anything like that, you're also allowed to do that.
Is anyone from Monster Squad booked?
Good question. Yeah, let me look here.
Because I'm looking for a tag team partner, someone who there happened to be. I could get myself a tag team partner very easily.
Right. There is a kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a, not just like an attraction or a gimmick, but like a novelty match set up currently, which has match later today that is Man Truck, who I can't quite remember if we decided was a man who was also a truck or was just a truck driver.
I think it's better if he doesn't decide either.
All right, that's what I thought. So yeah, that's yeah, totally. Who's kind of our Braun Strowman, right? Who is just like a complete powerhouse wrestler, and it's a novelty match. It's a 3-on-1. It's Man Truck up against Ghoul from Monster House, Beaches from The House, and Sweet Belle Moran, who is the boxer from that loses immediately in a boxer, a bird, and a boxer, and a bowling alley. Is that the name of that first?
I'm glad they landed on their feet.
Yeah, he landed on his feet. And he is also Jeff the Clef Moran's younger brother. So he is like the local jobber who is in for like a one and done. We just needed a local boy for this match. So maybe landed on his feet is not necessarily the thing here.
Paycheck's a paycheck.
Right, and that's booked to be a squash for Man Truck, right? Man Truck is just gonna manhandle them. But if you want to run in and make that a thing where you can like get Man Truck on your side, that could be fun. So we can do that when it's time for that. Right now, though, Kansas City Kate is going up against Dion Gabreau in a winner gets a shot match. The winner is going to get to go up against Taffy later in the night for the Boardwalk Championship. So that's kind of what's happening outside right now. And it is Kansas City Kate is an old Dominion Wrestling mid-carder. The crowd just like won't get behind her, and she has a manager who is also occasionally her tag team partner named Kansas City Ken, who is also a barbecue entrepreneur. That's kind of it. She's a face. Like she plays a face and he plays a heel. Like he comes out and is just super obnoxious and gets her over because she just deals with him in such like a calm and adult way and puts up with his bullshit. And it just like whenever like their big bit is he says some dumb shit and then she rolls her eyes at him and the crowd loves that. That's the one bit that works. And so she's out there fighting Dion Gabreau currently. What's going on in the backstage? Anyone making moves?
I mean, I sort of want to know what's up. Is this contract real? Is this
sure?
Like,
who do you go to find out about that? Right.
I mean, there's like part of me that just wants to go straight to the top, but like I could also be convinced that like there's like a producer or an agent I should be talking to.
Up to you. Whatever you think is the most interesting here.
What's the name of the guy who's
Simeon Shaw the Fourth?
Yeah, I'll try to talk to Shaw.
Okay. Shaw is watching the matches like on a screen in the back in an office backstage and is doing the thing you just did, which is like throwing punches along with it, you know? He's like, "Oh yeah, good move." Like he's way into it. He's like and he's also taken off his suit jacket and put on a windbreaker that is like one of those old 90s cups. You know what I'm talking about? The white, blue and purple line thing.
Sure.
But it's a windbreaker. And he sees you. He's like, Jake, come on in. Take a seat.
Hey, see if I can nickname. Is there like Simeon doesn't seem to have
Just Shaw. I just go by Shaw, you know. Like to keep the family name out front.
Well, no, this is me asking you, Austin. This was not.
I know. I'm just answering in character because
Sure.
I want to communicate something about who this asshole is.
Yeah, got it. Hey, Shaw, how's it going?
great. You know, it was having a great event out there. We almost sold the place out. 7,000 people.
No, it's a great house, and they're hot too. They're even, yeah. If Monster Squad's that over, come on, forget about it.
I'm saying. And hey, listen, great work with Lenny out there. I haven't seen him get that heat in ever.
What is that? The monkey?
You know, don't worry about it. So what's up? What do you need help with? What's going on? You look a little dazed.
I just want to talk to you about this Constitution thing. Is this for real?
It's for real. It's for real. You know, family sticks together. And, you know, we're all kind of family up here in Mid-Atlantic. And, you know, my dad knows the Constitution folks. And so, you know, use that as a little way into the door. And I figure you make someone come from us, go there. And then they come back and they're heroes. They bring the audience back with them, you know?
You know, people live here, Shaw.
Yeah, that's why I want someone to go get us more audience.
All right. I just don't know about it, man.
What's your holdup? What's your problem?
I got roots here. I got friends. I got family. I got a house.
Jake, you don't think you're going to be the one who goes, do you?
I mean, I didn't think they were looking for an old timer, but it's weird that I don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is. This is for real. They're really going to look out there and see who's over at the end of the night. It's like a shoot. For
You're
real.
going to shoot with people's lives, though.
Wrestling is people's lives. Everybody, you guys go out there in the ring and you do the body slam. And you do the, I saw that whatever we said it was called before you did the exorcism before. That could have gone bad. That could have hurt your opponent, and it didn't. And so, but that's life. You know, you're gonna get the offer. Maybe you don't sign it, and that's drama. That's what this is. This is all drama. It's improv. It's art. As our good friend Aqua Illusion knows, I'm so glad I'm not paying her to go out there and dress up like a fucking evil mermaid or whatever the fuck she is. But you know, it's art. It's passion.
Hey, I mean, people like her. She's fine.
She seems all right, I guess. You know, yeah, I'm happy to have her out there for free. It's great. The thing you need to understand is this whole thing is going to build, and it's going to make us all look good. It's a rising tide carries all ships, you know?
All right, man, but some people, they just like being at the marina, you know?
Ain't nothing wrong with the marina, Jake. And you know what? I look at you, you're a marina boy. Don't worry about it. You'll never leave this place.
I'm not trying to leave this place. You're insulting me with what I came here to say.
I think we're pretty simpatico right now. It all adds up to me. Let's you know what? I think you should get out there, maybe book yourself in a match somehow. Get yourself active. You know what I mean? Reach for the I read this in a book. You got to reach for the ring. Reach for the golden ring all the time, and that's how you're going to make an impression on the great folks of Bluff City.
Yeah, golden ring. Take care of yourself, Shaw.
You too, Jake. And turns back and is doing punching at the screen again. Awkward Illusion, what are you up to?
I don't know. I think that I may be talking to Lenny to be like, oh my god, you were amazing out there. You're part of the Monster House. That's gonna be great for you.
Yeah, it's I haven't felt that into wrestling since I was gosh, I guess like your age or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, once you get out there and you hear the audience yelling for you, there's nothing else.
Yeah, I don't think as a kid I dreamed of people chanting "You don't suck" as like, you know, the ultimate goal, but
well, you know what,
at this point I'll take it.
Let me tell you, you don't suck.
Aww.
How long I've been trying to tell you that?
Yeah, you're right.
God.
She punches his arm. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Great. During the Diane Gabreau and Kate Kansas City Kate match, we get the first hints that something may be amiss, that there may be another group trying to interrupt things, because the lights all turn blue and you start hearing the sound of like keyboards tapping, and it looks like for a minute that the protocol is going to run out, and they are a mixed gender tag team. They are robot people. They are androids. This is your R2D2 and C3PO. One of them is, I've written down S88, and the other one I've written down is TKTK, which is journalism speak for, we'll fill it in later, but also TKTK is a dope robot name, so I think it just stays TKTK, and they don't come out, they don't interrupt the match, but they're letting their presence known. I figured out the whole thing with them, by the way. They're a heel faction. They like are automation, and their whole thing is like, people need to be replaced with robotic automatons who can do work right. And the other one just kind of like beeps and chirps at the one who talks. He's like heel C3PO, basically. It's like, I speak 7,000 languages. How many do you speak? None. That's right. You barely speak English right, you motherfucker. It's basically that. And so they're a heel faction that is like very pro-automation. Like, we don't need blackjack dealers. We have video blackjack now. Etc. But they don't come out. They just tease their presence here, and they're kind of lingering, and you're not sure when they're going to strike. So that first match wraps up if no one else is going to interrupt, and then the next mid card match rolls in, which is this match, this kind of novelty match, this not lumberjack match. A lumberjack match is where people surround the ring, right?
That's correct. This
is just a 1-on-3 between Man Truck. And then a group of people who have literally no relationship with each other at all. Ghoul, Sweet Belle Moran, and Beaches, the surfer from the house. Man Truck comes out, and it's his whole music. Wait, who has this already? Somebody already has the thing that's just a truck horn, right?
I think Diesel's music started with a truck horn. I don't think it just stayed being a truck horn.
I feel like someone's music did. Or just like a running truck?
Dean Ambrose has that like car revving sound.
Okay.
But he also has like a little bit of
instrumentation. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, Man Trucks is just that, and it's a voice that goes, man, truck, man, truck, man, truck, man, truck. And like, man, truck, man. And the audience just fucking eats it. Man, truck, man, truck, man, truck. And he's out there, and he's fucking fighting these assholes in the ring. Are you gonna do a run-in, Jake?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for. I'm not gonna mess with the finish. You know.
Yeah.
Where is the?
There's a move called run-in.
All right. So I think I'm gonna wait for it to because I'm assuming that Ghoul isn't taking the pin.
No.
And so when the pin is about to when the pin seems obviously about to happen, I'm gonna drag him off the apron and mess him up.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Roll plus heat with the character you're coming after, which is you'll 0. have +1. Now establish heat is +1 if necessary. Yeah.
Right, and we're opposite. So.
All right, so +2, right?
I don't know.
I
mean, okay. I guess if
it's +1.
Well, because you're supposed to get +1 with everyone who opposes you, right? Is that
true?
Is it only player characters who oppose you?
I think it's everybody. So yeah, take. I think that works.
All right.
Oh, that's an 11. On a 10+, it's a hot angle. You both gain plus. You know, I almost feel like this should have been. No, it's fine. I think that's fine. You each get +1 heat with each other, and you pick one from the 7 to 9 list. 7 to 9 list is it has potential, gain 1 momentum, and your target picks one. But in this case, you're picking one, and you get 1 heat, which is you attack them in the ring, resulting in their opponent getting DQ'd, which is not happening. Your interference doesn't change the result of the match, but creative books the two of you in a match later this episode. We can play with that. That's probably going to be the one, right? Or your interference doesn't change the result of the match, but their opponent comes after you for interfering in their business. So it's that middle one?
It's that middle one, yeah.
All right, so
I'm trying to ingratiate myself to Man Truck.
Yeah, Man Truck. I think we see you just beat the shit out of Ghoul. Man Truck gets the pin. Man Truck like locks eyes with you and then does like the truck driver, like honk honk, and everyone just goes wild. And at that moment, Shaw comes out of the back, and I just want to say it's real hard not to do Shaw with a runny nose. It's real hard. But Shaw comes out and is like, this crowd loves it. I love you, crowd. And he's just like not good at doing this. He's just like soaking it all up because he's bad at this. Yeah, allergies are bad, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. And he's just like, you know what? The two of the strongest performers who've ever graced a ring anywhere, need to be put in a match tonight. What do you say about that, Bluff City? And Bluff City's like, yeah, I guess. Yay, they're big guys. And I think I know just the competitors. And he says, like, camera, show me Monster House. And the camera goes in the back, and it is Monster House, who is not ready for this promo. It is Count Falstaff and Mr. Sasquatch sitting at that card table. And the camera kind of like rushes over to you two, and Jeff the Clef Moran kind of rushes in, sweaty because he just got the details, and he goes, "Did you two hear that? You've just been booked in a match against Man Truck, the Man Truck, and Jake the Jackal." I don't know why I'm slipping into a Harry Carey. I don't know why I'm doing this voice now. Gives the mic to you.
Is you me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Mr. Sasquatch just says like, you know what? You take it, Count.
Oh man, now I don't know which bad accent I'm gonna fall into, but I guess we're just gonna go for it.
Listen, me either, apparently.
Excellent.
You heard it here. He said excellent.
That's what I said.
That's what he said. Puts the mic back in front of you again. Anything else?
Most excellent.
Most excellent. You heard it here first. We'll go back to the ring with thoughts from Jake the Jackal and Man Truck. And in the ring, the two of you are there. Man Truck is just Man Truck is bigger than you, which is a feat. Sure. He just like stands behind you like your stand. Like he's just like arms crossed behind you. And you have your mic.
You know, I'm not in Bluff City to make it to New York.
Yeah!
I'm in Bluff City because I love Bluff City. I love protecting the people of Bluff City. I love entertaining the people of Bluff City. And I love beating the unholy hell out of some monsters. I'm here to do my job, and all I get is these vampires and bloodsuckers. All I see is these people I made millionaires, milling about, spilling their feelings in the air. All I see is these fake fucks with no fangs trying to draw blood from my ice cold veins. He like pulls down his thing, he leans aside. I smell a massacre. Seems to be the only way to back you bastards up.
That's my favorite word now.
Got a promo.
Excuse me, I'm taking my cheap heat point.
Okay, yeah, please take that. You did that. You praised the hometown. Now cut a promo.
That's, look?
That's look. For people who don't know, that is the end of the Jay-Z verse in Monster.
Yeah.
You rolled a 6.
I'm gonna spend my cheap heat momentum on that.
Okay. Are you adding a stipulation to this? What are you doing? Or are you just getting more heat?
I don't. Do we have a stipulation list?
Wrestling. Here, let's link this here. Professional wrestling match types. Thank you for linking this remix Monster Bash.
Oh, no
Andy.
problem. I found it and immediately was like, this is very important.
God.
I found a trap remix too, but it doesn't feel like a wrestling theme. I'll link that later.
Please link that later for me.
Wait, okay, we're clearly doing a kiss my foot/ass match.
Excuse me? A what?
a kiss my foot / ass match.
Oh yeah, kiss my ass match. You don't. That was a whole era of wrestling. That was
Oh God.
a way to be.
Similar to a singles match, with the exception that the loser must kiss the winner's bare foot.
That was true. That was a thing.
Yep. And yeah, then during the Attitude Era, to make things better, they made it a Kiss My Ass match. And recently, Sheamus had a Kiss My Ass match. I think it's Dolph Ziggler.
Who
Okay,
kissed
anyway.
his ass?
But there is a trick or street fight.
Ooh, what is that?
Just a Halloween street fight.
Yeah.
Shut up. Tell me what it is.
It is a trick or street fight named after the Halloween tradition of trick-or-treating, thank you Wikipedia, involving Halloween-themed weapons including pumpkins, buckets of candy, bowls full of water and apples, skeletons, witches' brooms, gravestones, candy kendo sticks.
I'm glad they got Jay-Z to write this also.
Yeah. Plus common wrestling weapons such as tables and chairs.
I was gonna take a steel cage match, but we can certainly do a trick or street fight.
You could do both.
A trick or street cage match?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, is this like the what was the Chris Jericho match with Dean Ambrose?
Oh God,
where they
the
just
Ambrose
had like the
Asylum?
stuff like hanging
Oh, that was
from the
brutal. That was the one with the tax in the back.
Tax.
60
That was
man
like
tax,
a,
yeah.
I don't want to do tax, but
No
like if we did a
tax.
cage match with just like fucking
Candy
trick or
corn.
treat shit
What
hanging
if it's
from the cage.
You throw down the candy corn and then you push them into the candy corn. And there's candy corn stuck in your back. Now you don't want that to happen.
It's so sticky.
It's all sticky.
Can I just, if we ever do this, if we do like a special holiday, a special of this, can I pin one onto the board? Because I want to read
yeah.
the sentence out loud.
Please.
A Doomsday Cage match, also known as a Tower of Doom, is a 3-story cage.
Oh,
the
God.
middle one split into 2 rooms, all of which house wrestlers. The object
Wow.
of the match is for the team of wrestlers to fight their way to the top. From the top cage to the bottom, where pinfalls and submissions come into play.
That's a video game. That's a Sega Genesis game.
No,
is the
that's a
thing you described.
WCW Vince Russo match.
Yeah,
is what that is.
That is what that
did-
is. That's
did that,
actually
yeah.
true.
It's legitimately what that was.
God,
They
what a
did like
fucking-
they took their war games, which is like 2 rings next to each other, and then a cage around both of those, and we're like, make it vertical.
Amazing.
then they did. It was really bad. I think
Well, if
David
we're doing
Arquette won something like that once too.
He did. Well, it was the end of the movie. If we're gonna do a trick or street fight, it should be a cell instead of a cage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or what if
definitely.
it's like a Monster Slayer match? So it is it's in a cell, but then it's got like I don't know, like fucking garlic and steaks and stuff hanging from the cage. Or
Yo, a
something.
wooden stake is a terrible wrestling
Yeah,
weapon.
don't stab people.
Okay, yeah, fair. I want garlic to be in that cage because at some point I want you to shove garlic into Count Falstaff III's mouth.
That's
Sure,
also fair,
yeah.
to be honest.
And you can also hit some with a whole, enough garlic you can hit someone with.
Oh yeah, if you
enough
get,
of
like, one of
anything you
those-
can hit someone with.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick question. Why the fuck is his name the Garlic Clutch? Garlic is also bad for vampires.
Because I'm such a
He
strong
was so
vampire.
strong. Yeah, he's such a strong vampire.
Gotcha.
You're not following the story, Austin.
I'm not. You're right. All right. I think that. Oh no. Okay. So then I think here's where we're gonna end for this recording. You book yourself in that match, or do you announce that? Do you say, what do you call it? Do you call it a trick or street fight cell in the cell?
No, it's I want to call it like a stake through the heart match, but then we just specifically said we're not doing that.
We did say that. That's true.
I don't. What I need like to just start saying spooky words.
Ghost.
It's like an
Goblins.
exorcism match. It's like
A zombie with no conscience. Eerie, uncanny, weird.
consecrated cage.
Ooh. And everyone like, oh, that's what that is up there. Okay.
Oh, and before the match, we're gonna have a bunch of priests come out and like bless it. It's gonna be
Oh,
great.
of course.
Yes.
Definitely. So the next event scheduled is another like throwaway. Oh no, actually, the next event is the Dion Gabreau up against Taffy for the mid card belt. And that is also has a sort of ending because in the middle, Dion is just about to win, and the protocol emerges. The lights go out, the blue lights hit, they're weird, like, typing plus computer sounds. You know what it is? I can tell you the actual song it is. It is, Heems, the rapper, has a song called Computers, and it's just that. It's that exact song that has one of my favorite lines ever, or favorite things in it, because he just occasionally makes the sound of a computer, and he goes like beep 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 beep, and then just yells computers over and over. It's very good.
So good.
And so they come out and interrupt this match, and they kick the belt, the Boardwalk Championship, out of the ring, and announce that they have they have not noticed any talent. The house is they kind of like zero in on precision, and they say, this show has been an absolute mess. Isn't that right, TK? And TK goes like, brr, 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 and just makes that noise into a microphone. This is a person who's holding it. This is like a person is holding a microphone and says, brr, 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 and everyone goes like, ah, ha, ha, like weird. And then whatever S99 says, we think that your current configurations are hot garbage. And like, what? No. And then they open up an open challenge for the tag team belt under one condition. It has to be people who have never wrestled together before. And so now there is an open challenge for the tag team belt, but only for people who have not been tag team partners in the past. Which means, or I guess maybe I should use the other way, right? Which is, Allie, Aqua Illusion has been, you did used to be an old tag team partner with Charlie Cupid, right?
No, I think
No, that was me.
we debuted together, and because Charlie was in
Gotcha.
a tag team with
Right,
Ray,
you're right. Okay, gotcha.
They fell by the wayside.
They fell by the wayside. All right, so then I'm going to stick with what I had written down here, which makes sense, which is they are basically saying anybody here can come take a shot at their titles as long as they are people who've never wrestled together before. That offer is open, and if it's not y'all, it'll be somebody from the house or from Monster House, or a combination thereof. And I think we're going to leave on that, and I think we probably end on like a shot of the two of you, like hearing that offer, and like, maybe you take that offer.